You remember that time that my husband was in it? And I put your bitch ass little fucking cut on? Yeah? Oh, I think you wanted these patches, right? Cool. You want to fuck with my husband? Get him put away for 12 years? That's what we're gonna say about that. Right fucking there. Come get his patches now, bitches. All fucking yours. You got a lighter? Hand me that brown paper bag up there. Kinfolk is nothing but a bunch of rats, cops, snitches, and bitches. And that's what I think about your fucking cut. Watch that burn, bitch!
Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, we're thankful to you for tuning in, from wherever it is that you are in the world. When you see a video such as the one we just saw, the first thing you try to do is survive the shock of seeing such blatant disrespect towards the colors of an MC. Any MC. That is, if you're a biker in an MC. Because as a full patch brother, we all know the dedication and respect and great esteem to which we hold our colors. We hold them near and dear to our hearts. So when we see something like that, we must ask, what was the breakdown in MC protocol that allowed something like that to happen in the first place? What went wrong? What we want to know is what went wrong and where did it go wrong, and what's the story? So I took the time to get a hold of Jesse, one of the admins of the Facebook page Kinfolk Truth Crew Ratbusters, where I saw this video posted, to learn the story of Christy Aguilar, and it was interesting to say the least. But to tell that story, I must first tell a seemingly unrelated story about an alleged domestic abuse case that was mentioned on CBS News 7 on their website about a man named Juan Aguilar, and how it came to be that a man's past involvement with a motorcycle club caused him an enhanced prison sentence and what we would consider an unrelated case, and led to the colors of a motorcycle club being burned on Facebook.
Watch that burn, bitch!
The article from Midland, Texas read, "The president of a local motorcycle gang has been sentenced to serve more than 10 years in jail on an assault charge." According to Midland County District Attorney's Office, Juan Manuel Aguilar Jr., the president of the regional chapter of an outlaw motorcycle gang, was sentenced on Wednesday to 12 years in prison for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. On August 4th, 2017, as the story goes, Aguilar and his wife, Christy, were staying at a hotel when he pointed a gun near her face. She then moved her arms and knocked the gun out of the way, and he fired a shot into the ceiling. Christy was able to turn and run to the front desk of the hotel where an employee called 911. And so it continued to say that the jury found Aguilar guilty after only 2 hours of deliberation, and then sentenced him to serve a fine, to serve a prison term and a fine. But during the sentencing phase, the punishment phase, the district attorney's office says that they were able to show evidence during that punishment phase of the trial of Aguilar's involvement with an outlaw motorcycle gang. Thus, the jury found him guilty, or they'd already found him guilty, but thus the jury awarded him or sentenced him to serve 12 years in prison as well as a $5,000 fine. The case was tried by Assistant District Attorney Rebecca Patterson Linehan and Ada Warneri, and the defendant was represented by Ed Shelby, the website said. And that's where this whole profiling crap comes in. You're telling me that a domestic abuse case between a man and his wife that had absolutely nothing to do with a motorcycle club, or the outlaw motorcycle gang, as they called them, somehow magically involved the MC when it came to the sentencing phase, to enhance the sentence, as it were, which to me is absolutely insane. So this motorcycle profiling project, I mean, they just seem to be right over and over and over and over again. So let me get this right. A man who beats up his woman in a hotel, so the news says, or tries to, actually pulls a gun on her, they say. Pulls a gun on her. She knocked the gun away, ran down. The gun went off into the ceiling, whatever the case may be. And so they find him guilty of aggravated assault. And then during the sentencing phase, they say, oh yeah, he's a member of an outlaw motorcycle gang, and you guys should put more time on him than you would if he weren't a member of an outlaw motorcycle gang. And to me, that this is just absolute bull manure. But the story is even more complicated, because how does that lead to a woman burning his colors?
Watch that burn, bitch!
Well, it seems that the Kinfolk Truth Crew Ratbusters Facebook page administrator, Jessie, whom I interviewed yesterday, told me that she interviewed Christy. And in her interview with Christy, and she said that during the sentencing phase, supporting information about his involvement as a president in this motorcycle club, outlaw motorcycle gang, was provided by snitches from within the MC. So now we know why Christy was so pissed off.
You want to fuck with my husband? Get him put away for 12 years? Watch that burn, bitch!
She claims that information came from snitches from within the MC. A snitch or several snitches or something like that. And that caused her man to get an enhanced sentence. And to make matters worse, Christy said her husband had quit the club long before any of this had taken place because he had become disillusioned with the club. And he told the club to come and pick up their colors. Come get your cut, he told them. And the club, according to her, never responded to come pick up their cut. So by the time the relationship completely soured, and the quote-unquote snitches came to court to implicate her husband, well, it had devolved to a point that the result was this terrible thing that we saw play out on Facebook.
Watch that burn, bitch!
So if it is true what Christy points out, if it's true what she says, I want to say a couple things. One is that clubs have to educate their prospects and train their members. That when you leave the club, you turn in your colors, period. No matter whether you become disillusioned or whatever the case may be, we have to get it within our club culture. We have to get it within our club culture that it is your responsibility, it is your oath to turn our colors back in. Hey, look, we didn't have to come and get our colors when we gave them to you. You showed up in the meeting, you got blessed in, you were crying, oh my God, I'm so happy to get these colors. Thank you, Black Dragon. Thank you. Black Sabbath forever, forever, Black Sabbath. Man, I always get worried about those guys. When that's like the first word out of their mouth, they've only been in the club like 7.5 minutes. Black Sabbath forever, forever, Black Sabbath. Then they become disillusioned. And it happens. People become disillusioned with the club. They don't like something about you. the club has snitches in it, or whatever they say that they don't like about the club. It could be for good reason. It could be for not so good reason. It could be the truth, or it could be a fabrication of their own mind. For whatever reason that they become disillusioned, come pick up your cut. Come get your colors, man. And we didn't have to come get our colors when they gave them to you. So why didn't you come bring them back? And two, if what she says is true and the club never came and got their colors, see, that happens too. You get in this pissing contest back and forth. Come get your colors. No, I'm not coming to get them. You deliver them. Blah, blah, blah. Listen. Clubs can get lazy. Sometimes it's a matter of the sergeant at arms doesn't want to drive over there. It's across town. And these people sit out here with your colors till the situation devolves. And then you got to be looking at this on Facebook.
Watch that burn, bitch.
So I think that we got to train our prospects and our members better as to the culture of your obligation is to get us back our colors as soon as you leave. And clubs have to follow up and get your colors so that you don't have to suffer from a terrible embarrassment. And there seems to be more to the story. It seems that Christy told Jesse, the admin, during their interview that the real story of what happened that night had not really been told by the mainstream media, the mainstream press. But there's more to this story. It seems that Christy told Jesse during their interview that the real story of what happened that night had not actually been told in the mainstream press, and that she was quite disappointed in the fake news altogether. And this is understandable, as I don't care. You know, Donald Trump used to say, fake press, fake news. And I used to get so mad at him for saying that, except for maybe he's telling the truth. My own motorcycle club has suffered from the idea that newspapers tell stories in sensational ways that sell papers and advertisement and television watch time and commercial time. That's how they tell stories. They don't tell the story to benefit you, the person in the story. They tell the story to benefit the station and what sells. And sensationalism sells. So the story that Christy tells is quite different. Her story is simple. My husband and I got into an altercation, a shouting match inside the hotel. I wanted to leave the room. He didn't want me to leave, so I pulled out my legally registered handgun that I had a concealed carry permit to carry, and I fired it into the ceiling as a warning shot. And looking at Christy on her Facebook page, she seems to be a pretty tough girl. I could probably take her at her word that maybe she's the one that fired the warning shot. But that's not the story the press told, because the press told the story that the jury believed. The jury didn't believe her story. They found her husband guilty of that crime. So that's the story the press told. Also telling the story that her husband was a motorcycle gang president, outlaw motorcycle gang president, found guilty, even though he hadn't belonged to that club for some time. So her story was never been told until the Facebook page Kinfolk Truth Crew Ratbusters and Insane Throttle Biker News carried her story yesterday on their show, The Biker's Angle, which you got to watch. Insane Throttle Biker News. My guy over there, James Hollywood Massacari, man, they just do it really big over there. And so he gave light to the story, on the whole story, both sides, everything, so that you could see what was going on. And I'm sure the other thing we all want to know is, were there any repercussions from the club for her blatant attack on their colors? Which, in my opinion, there should never be. You will only bring a negative cloud down upon your club if you take out your anger on a woman, especially now a single woman raising children, no matter what, you can't win that battle. It's like biting into a very rotten egg that makes the whole club smell bad and look bad. But of course, when feelings are involved, things can go awry. So it seems that Christy's 4 tires were flattened yesterday. And she's even posted a video that allegedly shows a member of that MC trying to confront her after she made her burning video.
You're making yourself look stupid. Kinfolk Truth Rap Busters, bitch. Everybody knows. Yeah, keep running, you little fucking faggot.
And that, that can never look good. My advice would be to let that sleeping dog lie. You're just not going to benefit or win any kind of PR war with messing with that woman. Colors are burned, let it go. So, looking back on the aggregate, we like to look in the MC protocol. We like to look at things like that. Looking back, what are the major lessons that we learned from something as unfortunate as this? 1, and I think this is the biggest lesson, is that present or past affiliations in motorcycle clubs, especially those deemed as outlaw motorcycle gangs, can enhance your prison sentence in the state of Texas these days. Remember that Christy claimed that her husband was not a member of that motorcycle club since about July. And in his sentencing, they used that affiliation to enhance his sentence. And even CBS headlines, Channel 7 proclaimed, the president of a local motorcycle gang has been sentenced to serve more than 10 years in jail, even though he's no longer in the motorcycle club. Do you ever get to let that go if you quit? I mean, are you the outlaw motorcycle gang president forever and ever? If you get a DUI, are they going to enhance your sentence because that's what you belong to? If you get a jaywalking ticket, do they enhance your sentence? If you get a speeding ticket, do they add another 15 miles per hour to it? Looks like it's going that way. So motorcycle clubs have to think about how you're getting down in public, because every negative interaction in public is bringing more draconian laws down upon you, down upon us. You gotta understand, we as motorcycle clubs are losing the PR battle, and scared citizens sitting on juries are coming back with extended and enhanced sentences just because of our past affiliations and what someone might term a motorcycle club or an outlaw motorcycle gang. 2, teach prospects and train members in the proper way to turn over club materials after they leave the club. My suggestion might be even to get them to sign a contract saying that if they don't return the club's property, that they agree to pay $25,000. Then foreclose on their house when they don't do the right things. You'll have a contract in your hand, and you won't have to do all this negative stuff. And the last thing that you want to see is some craziness like this.
Watch that burn, bitch!
3, don't be lazy about retrieving your club's materials before the relationships devolve into such a situation that you're looking at something crazy on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. The club must retrieve its colors. If someone says, come get your cut, come get it. Or you may have to look at something like this.
Watch that burn, bitch!
4, I've heard it said that some motorcycle clubs have snitches in them. And we've seen it on Gangland and all these television series that there are snitches in motorcycle clubs. The only way snitches get in motorcycle clubs is if motorcycle clubs are lazy. I'm actually going to do a video about that. How to keep snitches out of your motorcycle club. It's important. It happens. It could happen to any motorcycle club. Anyone at all. You have to work diligent to keep up the traditions of the MC, and that means no shortcuts. You have to vet people out, or you might have to deal with something like this.
Put a bunch of rats, cops, snitches, and bitches. Watch that burn, bitch!
And 5, do not take revenge out on women. This is a public relations nightmare that is nearly impossible to win, and it will keep your club from looking weak and prevent this sort of thing from happening to your beloved MC.
You're making yourself look stupid! Kinfolk Truth Rap Busters, bitch! Everybody knows, yeah, keep running, you little fucking faggot!
In the end, Christy and Juan need help to fight their appeal and perhaps taking care of them kids. I'm posting their GoFundMe page in the description of this video below, so you can send a few dollars their way. And I think as a biker, you have to. If you understand that it's important for all of us to realize that past associations, being involved, if they're going to use your association with your motorcycle club or your past motorcycle club or a motorcycle club you were in when you were 15 or anything like that to enhance your sentences, we better start doing some voting. We better start doing some voting of some people that are going to stand and fight for our rights against this egregious kind of stuff. It's supposed to be one case, one trial. One case, one trial. It's supposed to be a trial for the things you did wrong. This guilt by association kind of thing is something my grandma used to spank my butt for being with the Scales brothers as they went and stole crab apples off of the old man Johnson's crabapple trees. And I never stole one damn crabapple. I was guilty of eating a few, but I was not the kind to climb over the fence and be in old man Johnson's yard. However, my grandma took a switch off the biggest tree she could find and beat me half to death just for hanging out with the Scales brothers and their messiness. And that sort of punishment should be reserved for grandma beating your ass and should be kept out of the courtroom. Guilt by association shouldn't be a legal thing. It should only be a grandma beating you to death thing. You know what I mean? So we have to think about that when we're thinking about who we're going to elect and who we're going to vote for. Because as bikers, if you get that very negative association attached to your motorcycle club, it seems like, at least in Texas, you're going to be hard pressed to fight those issues. You can find detailed interviews in their entirety on Facebook, on the Facebook page, Kinfolk Truth Crew Rat Busters, and on Insane Throttle Biker News at HarleyLiberty.com. And also on the Biker Angle, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They have a Biker Angle up on YouTube, Insane Throttle on YouTube as well. And the Facebook page, Kinfolk Truth Crew Rat Busters, is a page that has apparently been set up to track the movements of a particular motorcycle club and report on what they believe are violations of MC protocol, which you know is something that my page doesn't do. We have such a hard time keeping our own glass house in order, if you know what I mean. But those are the pages, and that's where you can go to get the videos and the stories in their entirety. I just wanted to talk about a few things that would keep us from having to see something like that happen to our beloved colors of any one of our motorcycle clubs, such that we never see anything like this in the future. So that's my 2 cents. Listen, if you haven't already, please like the page, like the video, share the video, and hit the notification bell so you'll know whenever we're doing anything, how it will pop up and come to you and let you know, hey, Black Dragon's making a video, or Black Dragon's making a live video, or Black Dragon just made a video. And my books, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, the Sergeant at Arms Bible, and the Public Relations Officers Bible, which is something that a club could use facing a situation like this, are all available on YouTube and Kindle, and you can order them from bookstores like Bookstar, and it'll come to you in a few days. That's my 2 cents. Thank you all for tuning in. Do something great for one another. Treat each other right. And get skinny.